Naruto, the 10 rarest chakra natures, ranked from best to average. Basic chakra natures like fire-wind are common in the world of Naruto, but these 10 chakra natures are possessed by only a handful of lucky shinobi. Masashi Kishimoto published Naruto's first chapter way back in 1999, and even he probably did not expect his ninja story to become one of the most popular and beloved anime and manga series in history. It became popular because of the story and characters, but it also helped that the series was filled with action, and most of that action included a variety of jutsu. Jutsu are the mystical arts that ninja use in battle. And many of these jutsu rely on the 5 basic elemental chakra natures: earth, fire, water, lightning, and wind. Most ninja have an affinity for at least 1 or 2 of these chakra natures. Which means that they are not that rare, but there are several unique nature transformations which are quite rare and powerful. 10. Dust release can disintegrate things at a molecular level. The second and third Tsuchikage are the only known ninja to have ever used dust release, which makes it the rarest chakra nature in the series. But it also happens to be extremely powerful. Dust release combines earth, wind, and fire natures, and it allows the user to create a small 3-dimensional object made of chakra in their hands. Once this object is fired at an enemy, it travels incredibly fast and expands, and anything caught inside of it ends up being disintegrated at a molecular level. Sasuke Uchiha is one of the strongest ninja in the series. And even he would have died to this nature transformation if he wasn't saved at the very last second. 9. Wood release is extremely powerful versatile. There are several individuals who can use wood release, but the first Hokage is the only known person to be able to use it without being genetically modified first. This nature transformation is a combination of earth and water, and it is very coveted because of how powerful and versatile it is. Wood release converts the user's chakra into a source of life. Which is why the first Hokage was able to create the massive forest which conceals the Leaf Village, and it can also be used to make cages and houses. It is also capable of manipulating, suppressing, and absorbing a target's chakra, which is why the first Hokage was able to subdue the tailed beasts. 8. Boil release can dissolve melt substances. Boil release is a nature transformation Kekkai Genkai which combines fire and water, and aside from the 5th Mizukage, the only known user was Han, the former Jinchuriki of the 5 tails. Unlike other Kekkai Genkai, boil release has different forms depending on who the user is. The 5th Mizukage was able to create corrosive vapor that could dissolve most substances, including the Susanoo, which is one of the Sharingan's strongest abilities. Han was able to use this nature transformation to generate steam from his body that could melt their surroundings and propel them like a missile. 7. Een release creates form out of nothingness. Een release exists outside of the 5 basic elemental natures, and it uses spiritual energy to control imagination while creating forms out of nothingness. Despite not being explored much in the series, Een release has been present since the beginning. The Nara clan's shadow possession jutsu is a Een release technique that allows the user to manipulate their own shadow. And they can use their shadows to take control of other people's bodies. Genjutsu involves creating illusions, and most genjutsu also fall under the category of Een release abilities. 6. Yang release uses physical energy to control vitality. Yang release is a counterpart to Een release, which means that it too exists outside of the basic chakra natures. Unlike its counterpart, Yang release uses physical energy to control vitality, and it grants life to things that lack it. The Sage of 6 Paths used Yang release to create the 9-tailed beasts, and several clans use this nature transformation in their hidden techniques. The Akimichi clan is the most notable of these clans, as they use Yang release to increase the size of their own bodies. 5. Magnet release generates magnetic forces. Magnet release is a nature transformation Kekii Genkai which presumably combines wind and earth, and users of this nature transformation are capable of creating a magnetic force which they can then apply to other substances. There has been at least one magnet release user from the Cloud Village, but the majority of these users seem to hail from the Sand Village, as evidenced by the last 3 Kazekage. Gaara is incredibly powerful, and he uses magnet release to control sand, while his father used it to manipulate gold dust, and the 3rd Kazekage could manipulate iron sand because 4. Explosion release user generate explosions while fighting. Deidara may have not been the evilest member of the Akatsuki, but he was definitely dangerous to go up against because of his explosion release Kekii Genkai. This nature release seems to only exist in the Stone Village, and it presumably combines earth and lightning chakra natures. Users of this nature transformation can use explosive chakra in battle. And it can be used in creative ways like when Deidara infuses his chakra into clay. Gari is another user, but he combines it with taijutsu, which is why everything he punches explodes. 3. Lava release has various forms. Boil release is not the only rare nature transformation that the 5th Mizukage possessed. She was also able to use lava release, which is a combination of earth and fire. And it comes in a variety of forms as evidenced by the fact that the Mizukage can create acidic mud. The Jinchuriki of the Four Tails could create actual lava, while other Stone Village ninja could use it to create corrosive quicklime. While others could make vulcanized rubber that could stand up to lightning attacks. The 4th Tsuchikage can also use volcanic ash to immobilize opponents. 2. Scorch release evaporates all the water in a person's body. During the 4th Great Ninja War, fans were introduced to several new shinobi, including a female ninja named Pakura, who is currently the only known user of Scorch release. This nature transformation Kekii Genkai combines fire and wind, and it is fairly weak against water release. Roughly 60% of an adult human's body is made up of water. And thanks to Scorch release, Pakura is capable of evaporating all the water inside her target's body, an act that turns her opponent into a desiccated corpse. 1. Storm release doesn't actually manipulate storms. Storm release is a nature transformation Kekii Genkai that seems to only exist in the Cloud Village, and it is the combination of lightning and water. Darui is the main user of storm release, and he used it quite a bit during the 4th Great Ninja War. This nature transformation has a rather misleading name because it does not actually allow the user to create and manipulate storms. Instead, the user is able to fire multiple beams of electricity which all move as if they were made of water.